welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. My name is Cilla and I am on a quest to use the supplies I already own. Today we're doing the final layout for November 2021 Scraplift Spotlight. This is a series that was originated by my friend Teresa. Her channel is For the Love of Papercrafting. We have other friends that are joining us, so please make sure you go down and follow the links to see what Debbie has done this month and see what Teresa has done. This ended up being so much more fun than I originally thought when Teresa was telling us about her series. I thought it sounded fun, but there's something about dissecting someone else's layout and scraplifting it that is more fun than it originally sounds. That sounds crazy, but it's not the same as following a sketch. It's a different vibe. That's all I can say about it. So as you can see, I pre-work because I am awkward when it comes to showing how I put a layout together. I'm awkward at best. And so I have done my sewing. I've created my base. And this little part right here, these leaves were leftovers from layout number 3. And I added them here. So let's turn back a little bit and let me show you the sketch that I'm following. I'm sorry, not the sketch, the layout that I'm scraplifting. So on page 14 of the fall edition, fall 2021 edition of Scrapbook and Cards Today, this layout by Megan and Drew. This is what I'm scraplifting. So what about it drew my attention? Because just looking at it, taking that first glance, it looks pretty simple. The thing that drew my attention about it, I'm going to bring it back. The leaves going off at 2 different angles, I really liked that. And this detail here at the bottom really drew my attention, and it's meant to. It's meant to balance out the colors here so that they're not all the same color, but you get those 3 pops of color. And I liked it. I also liked just the fact that there was a little bit of detail work there. So I went ahead and did that, and I've roughed up the edges. And all I did was I had my base page of craft. Now, originally, I thought about going the dark brown that's in the paper, and I decided it made the entire layout look too dark. So I went with craft. And I just simply flipped back one corner at 90 degrees, roughed up the edges, did a small strip of ATG to tack it into place. And then I placed down my 2 die-cut leaves clusters, layered them, kind of tucked them around each other, and then I sewed in the corner to keep them in place. I sewed around the edge of the 3 sides of the rest of this piece, the 4 sides. This morning counting is difficult, apparently. Okay, so we've got the base. Now, on her layout, there's simply a strip. So she's got a block and a strip. So when I started putting my layout together, I knew I wanted to use Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Country Harvest. And that was telling me the direction that my, as Janet calls it, my mood and feel. I like to call it the vibes that your layout's giving off. So I knew what kind of vibes I was kind of leaning toward. And this collection asks for layering. I don't know why. In my brain, it just asks for layering. But I like those subtle hints, and not that just layer, 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 so that you can see everything, every detail about the layers. I like those subtle hints so that it's just kind of peeking out, but not in your face. Now, let me tell you what I've done here. I've taken this sheet here. It's called Forever Fall. I knew I wanted this element because why? It has those leaves going off here and the leaves coming off here, and I knew I could use that to my advantage. So I fussy cut around the leaves, and I wanted to keep a 4 1/4 mat for my photo. So I measured, once I got to this leaf here, to this edge, I measured 4 1/4, and that told me how far to come across here, and then I fussy cut the rest of it. I love that. This design on the paper did all the work for me. Then I layered it, and I layered it, but it doesn't make such a huge impact. It's just these subtle little details that you can see once you're really examining the layout. And this is my photo. And I'm going to go ahead and tack it into place because y'all know things moving around drive me bananas. So I wanted to make a mat, but I don't want it just huge mat. We're going to leave that there because we have some tucking to do still. As you can see over here to the side, I have all of these cutouts and embellishments. And if I left the layout just like that, it would be okay. It's doable. But why leave it like that when we got all the stuff? So I created a little cluster down here at the bottom. And this is how I started. And I thought it just needs to be filled out a little more. So then I tucked in these leaves. And that just kind of filled out that corner. And I've got this little word bit here. Falling leaves. And then I decided there's a reason, but I like this title, this cut apart title, Falling for You, and I layered it on a tag that's inside the bundle. Now, if I had just laid the tag down there, it just kind of blends in with the rest of the artwork that's on that piece of paper. I went ahead and put my title on it. That helps it to kind of stand out. Excuse me. I will put something in my hole in my tag, and I'm going to start just tucking in additional leaves to kind of just fill this out the way Megan Andrews was. So I like that. And my friend Jeannie, her channel is Jeannie Linguini. She liked the bee, and I didn't use it earlier this month, so I'm going to add the bee just for her. I have more leaves, so we're coming in this diagonal, and I'm just going to tuck them here, just so they're kind of peeking out, and we're going to add a couple more of these rounded leaves. It's not a huge impact, just a subtle design that's just flowing diagonally. Okay, that is my layout. I will be adding photos of the completed layout at the end. Thank you so much for joining me in this challenge. I hope you find a layout that you scrap lift. I will be coming back at the end of the month to share some goals for December, some ideas, and talking more about the Adventalope challenge from the Crafty Low or No Spend Facebook group. I hope to see you here. Let's chat again soon. Bye-bye.